Welcome back to Two Perspectives GCE. Today we pose a question: who are the Houthis and why is the US getting ready to destroy them? To understand this brewing conflict, we'll first need to take a step back into history. The Houthis, officially known as Ansar Allah, are Zaydi Shiites, a minority sect of Shiites that differ from the Shiites in Iran and Iraq. They emerged in the 90s as a resistance to the corrupt rule of Yemen's then-president, Ali Abdullah Saleh. Their fight against corruption became a central part of their political program, but it was the American invasion of Iraq in 2003 that radicalized the movement. Adopting an anti-US and anti-Israel stance, they found a role model in Hezbollah, the militant group based in Lebanon. Saleh attempted to suppress the Houthis through military campaigns, but they proved resilient, managing to defeat both Saleh's forces and the Saudi army. During the Arab Spring in 2011, the Houthis joined the national uprising against Saleh, criticizing the new president, Abdrabbu Mansour Hadi. In 2014, they colluded with their former enemy Saleh and took control of the capital, Sana'a, the following year. But their fight didn't end there. The Houthis have been attacking ships in the Red Sea, disrupting one of the world's busiest shipping routes. They've also targeted vessels they believe are linked to Israel. These actions have drawn the ire of the United States, which has been supporting Saudi Arabia in a war against the Houthis for over 2.5 years. This conflict has led to a humanitarian catastrophe and could lead to a major famine. Before we dive further into the complexities of the Houthis' current actions, we'd like to take this time to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot and helps us bring content to you all. Thank you. Now that we know who the Houthis are, let's delve deeper into why they've been making headlines recently. The Houthis have been linked to a series of attacks on ships in the Red Sea. But what's driving them to do this? The Houthis are a group of Zaydi Shiites who emerged as a resistance to the corrupt rule of Ali Abdullah Saleh in Yemen in the 90s. By 2015, they had taken control of Yemen's capital, Sana'a. Fast forward to the present day and we see the Houthis launching attacks in the Red Sea. These attacks have recently surged, with targets ranging from commercial vessels to military ships. Their motives? They claim to be establishing security and protecting maritime navigation, but there is more to it. They have openly expressed their intention to prevent Israeli ships from passing through the Red Sea. These attacks are not just acts of defiance, they're also a form of protest against the Israel-Gaza war. The Houthis have stated that they will continue their military operations in the Red Sea until Gaza receives the humanitarian aid it needs. The situation escalated when the global shipping company Maersk suspended operations in the Red Sea following an attack by Houthi rebels. The US military had to respond to an SOS call from a container ship, sinking 3 Houthi boats in self-defense. This was the second attack on the same Maersk vessel in less than a day, marking a serious escalation in the conflict. Despite these actions, the Houthis have remained undeterred. They have continued to carry out attacks, undaunted by the formation of a US-led global naval task force aimed at safeguarding shipping in the area. These attacks have started to shake the world, but what's the real impact? Let's explore this in the next scene. Disruptions in one of the world's busiest shipping routes have far-reaching implications. The attacks by the Houthi rebels in the Red Sea have created a ripple effect that has shaken the foundations of global trade. With the Houthis announcing their intention to continue their military operations, several shipping giants, including Maersk, BP, and MSC, have suspended their operations. This suspension is not without consequences. The Red Sea is a crucial artery for global commerce, connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Indian Ocean. It's a highway for oil tankers and cargo ships transporting goods from Asia to Europe and beyond. When this route is threatened, the world feels its tremors. The halted operations not only spell losses for these shipping companies, but they also have a domino effect on other industries. From the oil industry to consumer goods, the ripple effect of these disruptions is felt worldwide. The oil prices have seen a surge, and the global supply chain is now under strain. And it's not just about the economic impact. The Red Sea is also a strategic waterway. It's a gateway to the Suez Canal, an indispensable shortcut for global trade. If the Red Sea becomes a no-go zone due to these attacks, ships would have to navigate the long and perilous journey around the Cape of Good Hope. This rerouting would significantly increase travel time and costs, further exacerbating the strain on global commerce. The attacks have also prompted the formation of a multinational naval coalition led by the United States. Countries like the United Kingdom, Bahrain, Canada, and France are part of this coalition, which seeks to safeguard commercial shipping in the Red Sea. But even this hasn't deterred the Houthis, who remain defiant in the face of international pressure. With such a significant impact, it's clear why the world can't just stand by. But why is the US particularly poised to intervene? The United States is on the brink of taking action against the Houthis, but what's driving this decision? To understand this, we must delve into the intricate web of interests and alliances that underpin the geopolitics of the region. The United States has long been a staunch ally of Saudi Arabia, the Houthis' main adversary. This alliance, fortified by shared economic and strategic interests, has seen the US supporting Saudi Arabia in its war against the Houthis for several years. The Houthis' attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea, a vital global trade route, pose a significant threat to international shipping and maritime security. This threat has been amplified by recent attacks on vessels belonging to global shipping company Maersk, forcing the company to suspend operations in the Red Sea temporarily. The United States has a vested interest in maintaining the free navigation of the seas, a principle that undergirds global commerce. The threat to this freedom posed by the Houthis' actions could compel the US to intervene militarily, especially as the attacks have increased recently. It's also important to note the broader regional dynamics at play. The Houthis are aligned with Iran, a country often seen as a regional rival by the US and its allies. The US has accused Iran of enabling the Houthi attacks, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. In response to these threats, the US has taken several measures. It has launched Operation Prosperity Guardian and established a multinational naval coalition to protect commercial shipping in the area. It has also announced financial sanctions against individuals and firms allegedly providing support to the Houthis. However, despite these efforts, the Houthis have remained undeterred, continuing their attacks and vowing to do so until their demands are met. This has led to growing calls for the US to escalate its response, potentially to include direct military action against the Houthis. The potential US intervention could change the course of this conflict. But what does the future hold? As we stand at the crossroads of a potential shift in the Middle East dynamics, it's crucial to ponder what the future might hold. The situation in the Red Sea is not just a localized conflict, it's a multi-perspective chessboard, with moves that could reverberate globally. If the Houthis continue their attacks, the global economy could take a significant hit. With the Red Sea being a crucial maritime route, its instability could disrupt global shipping, causing financial losses and potentially leading to a rise in global oil prices. Major shipping companies have already paused their operations due to the ongoing threat. This disruption could also compound the humanitarian crisis in Yemen and Gaza, as aid delivery becomes more challenging. On the other hand, if the United States intervenes militarily, it could lead to a wider conflict in the region. The US, while cautious about escalating the situation, is also under pressure to protect free navigation of the seas. A US-led intervention could provoke a response from Iran, who has been accused of enabling the Houthi attacks. This could potentially escalate into a broader regional conflict, with far-reaching implications. A peaceful resolution is the ideal outcome, but it's a complex path to navigate. It would require not only a cessation of the Houthi attacks, but also a resolution to the underlying issues that fuel this conflict, including the Israel-Gaza war and the humanitarian crisis in Yemen. As we move forward, it's critical to remember that the Houthis are not just a militant group, they are a manifestation of deeper political and socio-economic issues. Addressing the root causes of their emergence and growth is key to finding a long-term solution. Only time will tell how this situation unfolds. Until then, we'll keep our eyes on further developments. Thank you for joining us on Two Perspectives GCE. Stay informed, stay curious, and see you next time.